So a nice clean start, no false starts here in the final of the women's 2,000 metres, and I would absolutely love to see these times creep down into the 6:40s, Neve. I don't know about you, maybe I'm just an optimist and really wanting to see some fireworks here, but those times would be pretty stunning. Anything under that 7-minute marker is very impressive, but as we get down into the sub 6:50s, that's where you start to creep in on what would be, you know, sort of international Olympic times for those that compete at the games on the flat water standpoint. And we've seen many athletes who don't do flat water rowing sort of crack that number just from competing in indoor rowing and fitness competitions alone. So let's see how close we can get to that. It's Louise Lefebvre of France that leads out by a good 15 metres. She's jumped that start really well here, but can she hold on here, Neve, as the remainder of the field being that little bit more tentative with this first 500 metres?
Yeah, she's taking a really interesting approach, because we saw her on the camera there a second ago, and she was looking really controlled. Like, she's down at 28 strokes per minute, 29, but she has the lowest split across the board, you know, although as I said that is starting to creep up slightly. She was down around the 142, 143. She's really trying hard to hang on to that there. It's creeping up to 144, but big lead already after the first 400 metres from her. Elizabeth Gilmore then, of course, now she was down the leaderboard after moving herself up into second. She has told us like that she used to go out quite conservatively so that she'd have enough to kick hard at the end, but over the years has kind of changed her strategy and now goes out much harder, paces herself, and then hopes that she can hang on and hold on to that pain. But obviously she had the added element of being sick, so I'm not sure if you can go out as hard if you've had, you know, she's been battling a stomach bug the last few days, but looks like, you know, whatever start she took there was kind of reserved. She's starting to kick up a little bit now. She's moved into second position, so yeah, she's actually has a lower split now than Louise, who's still in first place. So let's see if our Versa champion Elizabeth Gilmore can get herself up to the top here.
Yeah, another one that I'm keeping an eye on is youngster Doris Meinbeck of Estonia. She's 20 years of age, going for a target time of 6:52. So down there in those sub-7 times. She did a 7:08 through the semi-final. So has she left herself enough in the tank here? She's pacing well. She's in bronze medal position at the moment and holding that 144. So in this women's race, it's a 145 split or under that gets you into those magical sub-7 times. So as it stands at the moment, Meinbeck looking pretty good for that, as is Spain's Maria Angeles Macian, who's in fourth place at the moment but creeping up the board through consistency down at 144s, 145s. That will see her start to move through the field, but Gilmore still down at a 142. That would be a really impressive score, and in fact if she can hold on to this one, Neve, that would give her a time of 6:48, so down into those sub 650s that we so hope for here at the World Rowing Indoor Championships. There's big times being produced, and she's now only 2 metres off the lead of Louise Lefebvre.
Yeah, she's done a lot of work here now. I do think Louise took off maybe a little bit too fast at the start, because Elizabeth Gilmore there is just about to pass her out now and take the lead here in the Women's Open. Then changing as well at the moment, it is still Doris Meinbeck holding up to third, but Maria Angeles Macian of Spain just coming up alongside her. We saw there a moment ago as well Lena Bélanger of Canada, another former Versa Challenge competitor, finishing 6th last year. Someone else who came to rowing not from like the traditional space, I suppose. She came through the fitness space, which we're seeing more and more. Oftentimes we see like the fitness enthusiasts, they kind of come into the 500 meters. We spoke about this, whereas, you know, she's come in and took part and came 6th in the Versa Challenge last year, and is just able to show that she can do the short distances, the long distances, and she actually said that she prefers the long distances, but working on her weaknesses makes you a better rower. So she would say that, you know, the 2K is probably her weaker one, but here she is doing really well, currently sitting in that 7th position here. But Elizabeth Gilmore now taking that lead and starting to open it up a little bit.
Yeah, just 600 metres to go for our race leader, Elizabeth Gilmore. We've mentioned her so many times. The American who's got the Virginia flag flying behind her there. You can see on the left-hand side of your screen. She was talking a little bit about that environment to be able to show off your nation, and she opted for the Virginia flag over the Star-Spangled Banner here for this final. But as we go through 500 metres to go, this is where she's really lifting the lid off it. She's still at 32 strokes a minute, 142, so consistent like a metronome, and you can just see there the gap that she's got now back to the rest of this field. A change in our bronze medalist behind Louise Lefebvre in silver for France. It is indeed Angelis Macian of Spain who has managed to pull herself ahead of Doris Meinbeck, the 20-year-old from Estonia, who's just fallen down a little bit. She's only at 147s compared to the 145 she was pulling earlier on, so not quite able to hold that pace through that really treacherous middle K that we talk about here in the 2,000 metres that separates those who are solid and have got that endurance, and those that have pushed on hard out the blocks and are just trying to hang on. But here goes Gilmore. She's up at 33 strokes a minute. She's now at 140 splits. That is absolutely phenomenal here after, like you say, not the ideal preparation through sickness, through a semi-final 2K that she's already rode today, and now pulling 141s, 140s. That is absolutely astounding stuff. We're going to see a great time here from the American Neve into the final 200 metres.
Yeah, and another American I'm keeping my eye on here is Sarah Claren there from USA. She was down towards the end of the leaderboard, and with every stroke she's been just coming and coming and coming. She has it down to a 140, 139 split now, so she's been moving up through the leaderboard. Probably not enough. There's still 70 metres to go here now. She might move up another place or two here, but coming in to take the win, Elizabeth Gilmore 646.4 ahead of Louise Lefebvre of France 651.8, and Angelis Macian 652.2, and Doris Meinbeck, who had been holding on to that bronze position, moved down 657.4. Big celebrations in Spain.